This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, junior doctors around the country walked off the job in protest at 7 a.m. A potentially life-saving educational film is being made in Dunedin to improve hygiene overseas. And the Kiwi side took some hits last night at the Under-20 World Ice Hockey Champs. Good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Most of the country's junior doctors, including those in the south, were on strike today, claiming they're overworked and underpaid. The junior doctors are protesting the 12-day roster system after last-ditch negotiations to divert strike action failed. They walked off the job at 7 a.m. today and won't be back at work until 8 a.m. on Friday.
Dunedin Hospital is one of many impacted today across the country by the junior doctors' strike. But how many patients have been affected is unclear. I'm Roselle LeBone. I'm here at Waikari Hospital, where patients face a day of junior doctor strike action, but the Southern DHB says it's business as usual.
There are patients who've had their planned surgeries and outpatient appointments and outpatient treatments cancelled, and they should all be aware of that. For urgent care and acute admissions, from a patient's perspective, there should be little change. They're more likely to spend more time with a senior doctor than a doctor in training.
The Health Board has about 270 junior doctors spread across Dunedin and Invercargill hospitals. Queenstown's Frankton Hospital does not have junior doctors. The Health Board did not respond today to requests by the South Today to quantify the effects at each of the hospitals. However, at the last strike in October, 500 of the board's patients were affected. The current 73-hour strike is the second action in 4 months after negotiations failed with the National DHB Collective. Opinions around the efficacy of and justification for strike action were divided today.
They were given $200 an hour, what I understand, to do the extra hours. From now on, I understand is they still want to get paid the same amount of money but do less hours.
We all want that.
Yeah.
I don't know about other hospitals. I get quite a bit to do with the hospital because I have a lot of treatment. And I find they're marvellous staff in this hospital.
What about the doctors?
Doctors and all. I've got no bad word to say about them anyway.
You stand with them?
Yeah, all the way.
Dr Miller said he hoped there would be a positive outcome for negotiations in the future.
Because this is a great disadvantage to quite a number of patients who've had their treatments interrupted, delayed, and complicates the management of their illnesses.
Patients with chronic conditions have been advised to continue with regular management of their conditions, and non-urgent patients have been advised to consult their GP. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Areas of the South Island should be prepared for some wild weather in the coming days. Residents in parts of the country have been warned to brace for widespread flooding, slips and fast-rising rivers as the midweek weather system hits. The weather bomb is forecast to move on to the lower South Island late today, then move on to the rest of the country. The warning criteria is 100 millimetres of rainfall in 24 hours, but some exposed areas could get up to 300 millimetres in 24 hours. Junior doctors on strike today are hoping this time works. The nationwide strike had around 3,500 doctors walking out at 7 a.m. this morning until 8 on Friday morning. And they're hoping the DHB negotiations will bring forward positive change later in the week.
Around 3,500 doctors didn't show up at hospitals around the country this morning.
Hi, I'm Ruby Spinkin in Invercargill, outside Southland Hospital, where many house doctors aren't at work today due to the national strikes.
What we're trying to get is safer hours, so not working as many days in a row and not working as many nights in a row, and making sure that when that is implemented that we have safe numbers of doctors on the ground as well, because it's no good just having a couple of days off if it means your colleagues have to do more work and it's still not safe. So we're hoping that that will get resolved.
She says she doesn't want to be on strike because she'd rather be helping the patients. but the hours some of her colleagues are expected to work can be dangerous.
Typical working hours would be 8 till 4 during the week, and not everyone works the weekend, but obviously you've got to have 24/7 cover, so if people are working the weekend, then it's generally 8 until 11 o'clock at night. So if you're working the weekend, you get to work both the week prior, the weekend days and the week after.
A previous strike led to failed negotiations with the DHBs, so the young doctors are hoping that this time works better.
There was some effect from the last strike. We definitely went back to the drawing board with more negotiations. There was definitely some improvements with the negotiating teams for the DHBs. However, we've had step backs when the offers were then taken to the DHBs for agreement, which is kind of why we want to strike again. This time we've made it a day longer, which will have hopefully some more effect on everyone.
The DHBs are meeting later this week, so we could have an end to these strikes as soon as Thursday. I'm Ruby Spink for the South Today.
3 women who spent the night on the Elsa mountain range in the Fiordland National Park have now been rescued. The trio alerted authorities via mountain radio at about 10 p.m. last night when the weather deteriorated in the Emily Pass area. A helicopter was deployed but couldn't reach the walking party due to low cloud and strong winds. The weather has since improved and a helicopter retrieved everyone from the range this morning. Fortunately, all are safe and well. UNESCO, along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, are financially backing a Trans-Tasman project to improve hygiene in Indonesia. An educational film is being made in Dunedin featuring Javanese shadow puppets who tell the tale of evil bacteria. And today some top musicians began adding the soundtrack.
Taking Indonesian culture back to the villages. A centuries-old tradition is getting a modern reworking to hopefully save lives. A $30,000 film project hopes to make people more aware of better hygiene.
Well, the project we've been working on is a collaboration between a couple of universities and other funding agencies that's seeking to put together a Javanese shadow puppet play, or wayang kulit play, which is a health promotion resource for communities in rural areas of Java in Indonesia.
Dan Bendrups is directing the musicians as they record part of the soundtrack. This scene features 2 of the movie's characters having a battle. 7th generation Wayang Kulit Dalang, or traditional puppet theatre master Joko Susilo, explains why his countrymen are more likely to get the message this way.
Yeah, because they know the character already, this good character. And also we put some more character like worm, like viruses, like parasite, worm that, look at that worm inside the body. Imagine that kind of worm inside your body and eating all that nutrition inside your body, rather than your body getting healthier but you getting weaker.
Susilo is a key part of Otago University's ties with Indonesia, having run the Gamelan course for many years. Dan Bendrups has also been a frequent visitor at Dunedin campus, from his base at La Trobe University in Australia. The 2 musicians have worked closely before.
Basically, for the project, Joko and I have put together a new story based on traditional aspects of wayang kulit repertoire, which seeks to inform, I guess, people all over the country about good health and good hygiene.
Susilo says this is an effective way of communicating with people in remote villages. The soundtrack recording features former UK session bass player to the Stars Rob Burns, Emmy Award nominated composer Trevor Coleman, along with Bendrups, Joko Susilo and Otago University ethnomusicologist Henry Johnson. They estimate the project will be completed in the coming months. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And still to come on The South Today, a local organisation claims to boost business productivity by an impressive 25%. And we find out why hundreds of people have been searching for cash in Dunedin recently.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess. Call the team at Ready Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Yes, Sonny Chin!
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle build-up.
Sonny Chin, it works.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. The New Zealand side caught some tough breaks at the opening day of the Under-20 World Ice Hockey Championships last night. While they played valiantly, the Kiwi side took some heavy hits and failed to achieve hometown glory.
Over a gruelling 7 days, teams from 8 countries will hit the ice. I'm Rosella Bone. Tonight, New Zealand takes on Turkey in the opening match of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championships Under-20. New Zealand, currently in the 3rd tier of the league table, competed against Turkey last night in what proved to be a nail-biting match. After a disappointing first period, the home side fought hard to claw their way back in the 2nd and 3rd quarters, scoring some convincing goals. But in the end, Turkey turned out to be a truly formidable opponent and won the day 6-4. It is the 3rd time Dunedin has had the prestige of being chosen to host this 7-day event with teams from Turkey, China, Chinese Taipei, Iceland, Israel, Bulgaria and South Africa. Mike Steitley, chair of the tournament organising committee, says it's an honour to be hosting the event.
The quality of the ice rink and the ability for us to provide the logistics within a reasonable budget is the reason why we're asked to host this tournament. It is a big ask on the club and the hockey community to run such an event.
The captain of the New Zealand team said the adage that anything can and will happen on the ice hit home hard.
We came out a bit soft, you know, they picked up 3 early goals and then we really started getting the feet going. We needed to get that going straight away. It wasn't quick enough and overall pretty disappointing for us.
The tournament brings over 200 players, coaches, support staff and officials from 4 different continents and will inject nearly $1 million into the Dunedin economy. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
And a local government organisation claims to boost Southland businesses' productivity by 25%. This is through a program called Lean Management, which aims to replace companies' inefficient systems. And they're looking forward to this year's crop of businesses.
Some Southlanders aren't just trimming the fat from their bodies this year, they're also taking a look at their businesses.
Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill, outside Venture Southland, which is leading a program called Lean Management, which is aimed at cutting unnecessary waste from Southland businesses.
It's really about trying to make businesses as efficient as they possibly can by minimising waste. It's a program that was developed in Japan through Toyota and Nissan, and it's what made them the world's best and largest car manufacturers. And it's really about applying that into a New Zealand context and making it stick for businesses to become as efficient as they can. And most of the businesses who have gone through it have seen a minimum of 25% productivity improvement.
The 6-month program is about identifying areas that slow down business and putting in place new systems to address them. Mr. Adams says many of the companies going through this are already efficient, but it's always a positive to be mentored because you can always become more efficient.
So it's not the technical skills, it's not the welding or the making fertiliser or making butter pastry, that the stuff that we do incredibly well. It's the bits that fall in the crack that actually slow us down, that aren't really adding value to the process, and they've accumulated over years.
28 businesses have already gone through the course since it started in 2011, including Quality Foods, Balanced Nutrients and Fiberglass Innovations. He says it can work in a range of environments and is just one of the ways Venture Southland aims to support local businesses.
You know, one of the reasons that we're doing this is because we do have labour challenges in Southland and there's labour shortages, and we already have to overcome some inherent challenges by being in our location. So transport costs, fuel costs, those sorts of things immediately put Southland businesses a little bit on the back foot.
Upon finishing the intensive course, Venture Southland continued the support with site visits and a sharing forum with the other businesses that took part. This year's crops start in April and spots are filling up fast. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
A series of clues left by an anonymous benefactor had hundreds of people searching for cash hidden in a secret Dunedin location recently. Hints on a Facebook page led 17-year-old Lewis Gray to Kettle Park in St Clair. There he found a $100 note and a $100 gift voucher on a post. He was one of hundreds of others out looking for hidden cash and says it was an exciting adventure.
I decided to come with my dad. I was supposed to be working that day, but my dad gave me a chance to go have a look for 30 minutes. So I was down here for about 20 minutes and decided to come around this post, and yeah, I looked under the thing and found it. So I kept it secret till I got in the van and then messaged the guy.
The man behind the hidden cash left the clues on a Facebook page called Go Find My Cash in the week before it was found. The anonymous benefactor said he'd made a lot of money in the technology sector and wanted to give some of it away and show how social media can be used for good. After the break on The South Today, the Queenstown Gardens are set to mark a milestone this year and get set for some heavy rain and thunderstorms for many places tomorrow.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess? Call the team at Really Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Yes, Sonny Chin.
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garador.
Welcome back. Described as the jewel of Queenstown, the Queenstown Gardens are turning 150 years old this year, making it among the oldest in the country. The gardens were established in 1866 by the first Mayor of Queenstown to commemorate the incorporation of the town. Mina Amso has more.
No, I know. It's really
It is a frequent question asked by people visiting Queenstown Gardens. Just how old are those trees? And the answer is they're as old as the gardens themselves.
One of the things that hasn't changed is the gardens, and I think it represents a part of Queenstown that's very special and held dear to a lot of our residents and our visitors.
It takes a team of 3 to 4 full-time staff to keep the gardens looking like this. That's over 8,000 man or woman hours per year.
So they do everything from mowing the lawns to deadheading the roses to planting all of the annual beds and all of the things that go into making the place look good as it does every day.
The gardens contain all kinds of interesting, beautiful and odd-looking trees, such as the monkey puzzle tree from Chile. Tompkins says the garden has a number of listed heritage trees, some planted by the first council back in 1886.
Hello, Mina Amso in the heart of the Queenstown Gardens. This tree behind me is one of the oldest trees, 150 years old. This English oak tree is one of the first trees planted in the Queenstown Gardens back in 1866 by Queenstown's first mayor, J.W. Robertson.
Queenstown Lakes Council arborist Tim Errington says it is a miracle the garden has survived 150 years.
So the gardens are built on or growing on a peninsula that go out into the lake, and in that location they're open to the elements. So what we have is a bank of Douglas fir trees right around the end of the gardens, which protect the gardens from the winds. Without that planting, we would likely lose most of these trees.
The garden's milestone will be celebrated with events throughout the year. Mina Amso, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Junior doctors around the country went on a 72-hour strike today, protesting the 12-day roster system, claiming they're underpaid and overworked. A $30,000 UNESCO film project hopes to save lives by promoting better hygiene in rural Indonesia by using traditional puppet theatre. And the Under-20 World Ice Hockey Championships got underway in Dunedin, and the local side took some heavy hits in their first match. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Philip.
Yes, hi Holly. The fresh pages tomorrow, there's always plenty of recipes, and a couple caught my eye. On the front page there was a grilled stone fruit platter with honey ice cream.
Yum.
And also a poached beetroot salad. And these come from Adam Duisberg, who presents at the market on Saturday morning. So
sounds good.
That sounds great. So have a crack at those. Also on the fresh pages there's a whole page about the gadgets in the kitchen, and I found them extraordinary. There was even glasses, special glasses for peeling onions to stop you crying. So there we go.
Handy.
And it is indeed. Yeah, keep an eye on those. The Northern Cemetery, not so good news about the rose garden, the historic roses, the damage, the recovering ones, they are pretty sick, and Rose Society believes a lot of them, even the recovering ones, will have to be pulled out and contaminated soil taken away. The better news is that there is good support apparently from the council and a strategy to try to replace many of the 500 damaged roses or sick roses. And the Ovation of the Sea, that's that monster, nearly 5,000 passenger cruise ship. It's coming early. It's going to come in because of the weather. It's going to try and come in Dunedin tomorrow afternoon. It's due in about 3:30, so it'll be in Dunedin a day and a half. And so it's apparently quite a sight. And we've also a story talking about Transport the Southerner, the future of the Southerner. We've asked more questions about how that's going. So I'll look at that in tomorrow's ODT.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Philip. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
Starting with today's southern view, looking across Lake Wakatipu. Looking at the situation, an active trough of low pressure will move over the South Island tomorrow and Thursday, so some heavy rain and thunderstorms are likely for many places tomorrow. To the southern outlook, gusty nor'westers and rain with a high of just 15 in Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden. To the central outlook, get out your umbrellas, Alexandra and Wanaka, strong nor'westers, heavy rain and 15. Similar conditions in Queenstown and Te Anau with a high of just 14 degrees. To the northern outlook, Oamaru, gusty northerlies, heavy rain and 16. Omarama and Twizel, strong nor'westers, heavy rain and 15 degrees. Twizel, gusty nor'westers, rain and slightly warmer at 20. Here in Dunedin, showers clearing briefly overnight with a low of 11 degrees. Tomorrow and Thursday, cloudy and cold with periods of rain. Showers clearing Thursday night. And fortunately, some sunny periods breaking through the clouds on Friday morning. Invercargill can expect some scattered showers tonight with an overnight low of 11. Tomorrow, Invercargill can expect a high of 14 with periods of rain and gusty nor'westers, with rain easing to showers by Thursday. Showers clearing on Friday with some sunny periods and sou'westers dying out. That's all from the team at the South Today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.